Before my surgery, I had a normal life, playing with my brothers, watching TV, and other things.
Roberto was a very happy baby. He was a very happy toddler. He was a very happy boy.
We play Mario Kart, play a lot of video games, draw stuff.
I wasn't able to do sports or exercises, but I still had a good life. But during that time, the left side of my heart wasn't working well, and the right side was.
Roberto couldn't run few feet. He could barely walk.
He was blue all the time. And he was a heavy breather because Roberto had one lung that was fully functional and the left lung was smaller and not so functional. November 2006. And the doctor said that when Roberto grew a little bit bigger, he would need more oxygen and then he would need the heart transplant. So that happened in about February, and they said, Mrs. Morelli, we really feel it's time that Roberto go on the heart transplant list.
I was in there for 3 months. There were needles in me and wires all around. It was a nightmare. But I was never alone. My family and my relatives and my friends would see me.
I call a lot of friends, my friends, they came to visit Roberto. A lot of Roberto's friends, they take turn. Children like him, 6, 7, 8 years old, they came, they entertain Roberto.
From time to time we'd visit him. Sometimes we'd sleep over at the hospital.
At the same time, we were not allowed to leave the floor for more than 30 minutes. So a big treat for Roberto was for his grandparents to send some money and for him to go to the gift shop downstairs and to buy some toy that he could play with in his bed.
Roberto was in the hospital getting his new heart. One whole summer we just visited every day, so we had to drive all the way to New York City and back. I brought a lot of my friends to him, and they just played video games, talked, and everything.
Every day I had to come up with new idea. Every day I have to come up with some new entertainment for Roberto, even for me, because I was there days and days.
He was asked by the researchers how did he feel about his parents going through transplant, and Roberto's answer was he felt sorry for his parents, and I cried because I couldn't understand how he could feel sorry for us. We were healthy and strong, we were doing everything for him, but he felt sorry because his illness took us away from the other 2 children. He was such a trooper. He never complained. He was just waiting and praying and hoping and knowing that all of his family loved him, that people were really pulling for him to get that heart. So I went every day and I asked the team, is there a heart for Roberto today? Is there a heart for him? And they said, not today.
On July 22nd, 2007, the doctor came in and said, we have a donor. At 9:30, I went into the surgery room.
Taking Roberto to the operating room and putting him in the hands of his guardian angel and kissing him goodbye and telling him that everything would be fine.
1 hour later, I woke up in my hospital room with a tube in my chest, and I was surprised that I made it out alive.
And when I walked into the room and in the intensive care unit, the sun was rising, and I looked at him, and his lips were pink, and his face was a little rosy, and I checked his hands, and I checked his toes, and it was like he was born again.
After the surgery, I was recovering until the end of August. 1 month later, I came back home fully healed.
Just things were getting back to normal. When someone leaves a family atmosphere and goes somewhere else, things are, different. You don't have that one person contributing to your life. Like, there won't be a joke or here, when there was before.
Roberto didn't have to be on the bed all the time. Unbelievable, Roberto could walk, could a little bit run. After 2 weeks, he was back in his swimming pool.
When Dr. Oz sat down with him and said, congratulations, Roberto, how do you feel? He said, doctor, it fits me just right.
Now he is doing good in school, well in school. He has lots of friends, and he has fun and laughs a lot.
My dream is to become a great film director.
I'm doing very well. I have friends and family who are lucky that I'm safe and alive. I go to the doctor once in a while to check up on my heart. I take medication every day, 7 days a week, morning and night, for the heart. I'm doing soccer soon, so that's pretty cool. But I will never forget one of the greatest moments of my entire life, my heart transplant.